One final thing with regard to the trumpets. There are some who try to make the trumpet of the rapture, or even the trumpet of Matthew 24, one of the 7 trumpets that you have in the book of Revelation, or some even group all 7 trumpets together and make them one and say that's the trumpet at the rapture and the second coming of Christ. But there's a problem with that approach. When Paul referred to the last trumpet in conjunction with the rapture in 1 Corinthians 15, he was writing that to the Corinthians during his lifetime. The revelation that John recorded, the book of Revelation, wasn't even given until several decades after Paul wrote his epistle to the Corinthians. We noted earlier that when Paul referred to the last trump in 1 Corinthians 15, he gave no description or explanation of that to the Corinthians because he knew they already understood what was meant by that last trump. In light of the fact they already understood what was meant by the last trump, together with the fact that the 7 trumpets were not even revealed for the book of Revelation until decades after Paul wrote 1 Corinthians, the Corinthians wouldn't have known a thing about the 7 trumpets that are in the book of Revelation because it hadn't been revealed to anybody yet. You see, John received that revelation around 95 or 94 AD when he wrote the book of the Revelation. Paul died in the 60s AD, so that John didn't receive that revelation until at least approximately 3 decades after Paul had died. Paul certainly wrote 1 Corinthians before he died. So that revelation about the 7 trumpets would not have been available to the Corinthians when Paul wrote to them about the last trump. And the fact that Paul didn't explain what he meant indicates that the Corinthians understood what he meant by the last trump, but they could not have understood that if by that Paul was referring to one of the 7 trumpets of Revelation or all 7 collectively together. So therefore, the last trump cannot be referring to any of the trumpets, any of the 7 trumpets of the book of Revelation.